Let's talk about loan documentation. Hi, my name is Mike Dolan. I'm the owner of Broker Pro Mortgage, license number 114972. You and I may have been talking about a loan and sending information back and forth, but a loan doesn't really begin until we have the loan application, sometimes called the 1003, or the Uniform Loan Application. That's what it'll say on the top. It's important that you fill out this information properly because this is the foundation for our loan process. First, we'll need to make sure we know where you live and how long you've lived there. We'll need at least 24 months of history of where you've lived. If you've moved, please put in the previous address. Then we move on to employment and income, same thing. We'll need to know at least 24 months history of where you've worked. We'll need to know the local address of where you work and the business phone number and that sort of thing. Then we move on to more financial information. We'll need your stock and bank accounts. We'll need to know the institution, we'll need to know the amount. You don't have to put the account number on the application form. We'll get documentation later that takes care of that. Then we'll need to know how much you owe, what your liabilities are. Of course, a mortgage, any credit card loans or student loans or department loans, anything that might show up on your credit report, not your utility bills or anything like that. Please remember, homeowner's line of credit is a second mortgage. It creates a lien against your home, and so that is a second mortgage that has to be listed as a liability. And then you need to fill out the little boxes at the end that tell us that you're not in bankruptcy and that sort of thing. Once you complete that application, you'll send it back to me electronically. From a previous video, you know how important I take your information. It's very carefully filed and protected here in my office. I'll go over everything and talk to you about what we need before we go on to the next thing. The next thing will be documenting your assets. We'll need your bank account statements, possibly stock statements. We need to be thorough and complete here. That's all pages of the statement. If page 1 says 1 of 4 and page 4 is blank, we still need that blank page. In Loan World, the first thing that we do is look to see that we have all pages even before we look at the numbers. Same thing with other documents. We may need a mortgage statement from you and that sort of thing. Now, when you send me the 2, 2, and 2, that's good, but that's not the end of the process, that's the beginning. Content matters. I'm going to look at the information and I'm going to pass it on to a wholesale lender who looks at it. One of the things we do, for example, is make sure that the numbers match up. If there's a certain income on the W-2, we make sure that's the same income that's on the tax return. Even if it's off by $1, that means they don't match, and we have to figure out why that would be. Now, you'll send the information in to me in a number of ways. You might scan an email, you might fax it. And when you do that, please do make sure that you have a pretty good fax machine and the image is going to be clear and an edge isn't cut off. I want to make sure we see the whole thing. Now, one of the things you might do is send me a copy of paperwork on your asset accounts, or you might go online to download. You need to be careful here. There's a number of ways to download information on your bank accounts. We need 3 things from anything you download. The document that I get must have your name, the institution name, and the full account number. It's very easy to document something or to download something that doesn't have all those, so you want to carefully do that. You may have to call your bank to get that sort of thing. Now, I'm going to get all this information and I'm going to put a nice package together for you. Make sure everything goes well. The better the loan documentation, the easier the loan will be for you. We're going to go through the loan process, and now at the end of any process, just before we sign, there's always a quality control person who looks at the entire document one more time. Now here is where sometimes we ask for another document at the last minute, or we have to update the insurance, or we need to get something. So that is possible to happen. I try to organize the process to be thorough and complete from the beginning so that we don't have last minute surprises, but that could happen. So the best way for you to make sure the loan works the best way for you is to be thorough and complete with all of your documentation. Thank you.